Taunting Chronicle, Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame writer, with us on Sick on 365 Radio. So, John, they just slammed in a bunch of Hall of Famers over the weekend. Thank goodness that finally was able to get done. Anything out of that time or what you each saw that comes to mind to you that you saw as the most memorable part of it?
Oh, David, I don't think any of it was memorable to me. I was glad Drew Pearson finally got in. I was so happy for him. Chris Harris, he was very deserving. The other Cowboy that I think is not in, who's the most deserving, is Chuck Howley, their great outside linebacker. He's another senior candidate every year. I'm on the seniors committee, and I would love to see him make it. But the one I was really the most excited for was Drew Pearson, and I'm sorry for him and his fans that it took so long to get him in there. And Peyton, of course, had the best speech because Peyton always has the best of everything. Edgerrin James was funny, and it's always a monumental weekend, and having to do it the way they did it because of the pandemic, I salute everybody at the Hall of Fame who I know has been working 24/7 for months on this thing, and I'll bet you they've been sleeping all week.
John, have you ever seen something as bizarre as the Deshaun Watson situation is playing out right now?
Well, Paul, it's only bizarre because so many of the people in the media don't have a clue. I mean, to me, it's pretty simple, and it hadn't changed anything since I've been talking to you guys months ago. He wants to be gone. They want him to be gone. They want him to be traded. Nobody's making the offers because of all the legal issues he has with his 22 civil suits and 10 criminal complaints and a police investigation, a league investigation, and could be a grand jury indictment. So nobody's going to make any offer while that's not clear. Meanwhile, he has to be there. If he's not there, he gets fined $50,000 a day. So he showed up. He came to practice first week. Second week, he got treatment on, I think it was ankle and calf injuries. And he went to the team meetings. He's doing everything he needs to do so he cannot be suspended for insubordination without pay. And so this week they've had him out there very interestingly, just when TV cameras and everybody can shoot videos. And then as soon as the cameras are required to go off about halfway through practice, 5 sessions in, he goes in, takes off his uniform, puts on shorts and a T-shirt, and comes back out and stands around. So that tells me that they're trying to showcase him and let teams know that he's working out. He's not injured. He can still fling it for when the time comes that teams finally start making him an offer.
Where did Symone Biles visit a few days ago rank amongst the highlights of training camp?
Well, for a lot of people, they just kind of went gaga in the media. She was there again today. It wasn't as big a deal. She was there with her boyfriend, Jonathan Owens, free safety, who's a really, really good guy. He's famous all over the world, and nobody in Houston knows him. He did an interview last week, and he was tremendous talking about her and everything she's gone through in Tokyo. And now that she's done with all that, she can be a regular visitor. I think he'll make the team. If he doesn't make the roster, he'll be on the.
We got him?
John, you there? We lost you for a second.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry. But I saw the note today about the rule about taunting. Is this too much of a subjective penalty already? Don't they have enough of those?
Wouldn't you think the NFL had a lot more to worry about?
Yes.
In taunting. And I don't, there's so many things that make up taunting, and a lot of players get penalized for it, but they think it's a bad look, and they're going to crack down on it. And if they do it, I just hope they do it consistently.
But how do you do something like that consistently? Because almost every taunt is different.
Well, they're instructed by the NFL and the head of officials. They have films. They go over things for months about, okay, here's an example of taunting. This is not taunting. So it's going to be really hard for some player to come up with something ingenious that they have yet to see. But I think when they see it, they're going to know it. Bottom line is just make a play, go back to the huddle, dance, do whatever you celebrate with your teammates, the fans. Just don't lip off or hold the ball up or do anything that they consider taunting. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear to me what it is. And if you're too dumb to figure it out, you deserve to get penalized.
John, as a big NFL fan, but somebody who's seen, there's been so many different Hard Knocks at this point, is the Cowboys Hard Knocks something of interest for you to watch, or not so much?
Craig, I've watched every episode of every Hard Knock since the first one. So I've never missed one.
Cool.
And the reason is because it takes you where you can't go. Mm-hmm. And I like that part. And I thought they had it here one year, 2015. I thought they'd be obtrusive. They weren't at all. And when it left, there was only one thing I saw on TV that I wish I'd have been able to have, but that was a meeting between a player and a general manager when the player was late. But it wasn't any big deal. But I'm always fascinated by Hard Knocks.
Hey, John, I've asked you about Lovie Smith many times, even back when the story was that he was going to take over as the defensive coordinator, assistant head coach. But how much the defense that he is so good with, the defense that was at Tampa, with the Rams, and then, of course, with the Bears as well, how much of a difference can 1 year make, no matter, and I know the talent level, but can he make a pretty good difference just because of what he's always done before?
Well, he better, because the defense he took over was 30th, 32nd against the run, just humiliating against the run. Forced only 9 turnovers, second fewest since 1980 in the NFL, and that's his trademark. And so he has a lot of players who are 4-3 players. He got linebackers like he likes, small, quick, can run, can cover. And how well they do that remains to be seen. It starts up front. They got like 12 new linemen, 3-4 linebackers converted to defensive end, and starting Saturday night at Lambeau Field, we're going to see how all this shakes out.
John, thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. Scott Drew was a big hit today in Houston. Everybody's talking about him and sick him.
Did you get a chance to take a picture in front of the national championship trophy, or were you able to even get there?
No, I was working.
That's what I thought. Okay, thanks a lot, John. John
Thank
McClain.
you, guys.
I was given a note on the direct message from Sikkim 365 that they ended up with like 300 or so people, obviously in a very crowded room. This is from the Downtown Athletic or Rotary Club that hosted Scott Drew today.